If you've been trying to study abroad and the only thing that's stopping you is funding, then this video is for you. Today, we are going to talk about a major funding opportunity in the UK, which covers 100% of your tuition. It gives you £21,000 as your allowance for the 12 months. It pays for your flight and your visa cost. Also, if you come with kids, it gives your kids up to £16,000 as their allowance for the 12 months. One great thing about this scholarship is that if you give birth, you get to go for up to 6 months maternity leave and still receive your allowance. This scholarship is the GatesCambridge Scholarship at the University of Cambridge. Before we continue, if you are new here and you want to stay updated with the best scholarship opportunities, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Don't forget to like this video if you find it helpful and share it with someone who needs it. Now we are at the GatesCambridge Scholarship website. Please note that this scholarship is in the UK at the University of Cambridge. We are going to go through the scholarship, that's the overview of the scholarship, eligibility, the criteria for selection, the timeline, and then how to apply. It says that each year, GatesCambridge offers 80 full-course scholarships to outstanding applicants from countries outside the UK to pursue a postgraduate degree in any subject available at the University of Cambridge. Now, they have the selection criteria here, so let's just go through it. We are going to get into it into details, but let's just read this one. It says that the selection criteria are outstanding intellectual ability, reasons for choice of course, a commitment to improving the lives of others, and a leadership potential. This scholarship is for international students, as it says here, applicants from countries outside the UK. Now let's go down and confirm the funding I mentioned earlier. It says that the GatesCambridge Scholarship covers the full cost of studying at Cambridge. It also provides additional discretionary funding. So the core components are the university composition fee at the appropriate rate. So this is your tuition fee. The scholarship is going to cover that. Then it says a maintenance allowance for a single student. This is £21,000 for 12 months at the 2024-2025 rate. So this is the amount you are going to receive for the 12 months. And for PhD scholars, the award is for up to 4 years. The next one is one economy single airfare at both beginning and then the end of the course. So they're going to fund your travel from your country to the UK, and then at the end of your program from the UK to your home country. Then we have the inbound visa cost and the cost of immigration health surcharge. Now let's move to the discretionary component. It says that the trust also considers applications for several types of additional funding on a discretionary basis. Now the first one is academic development funding from up to £500 to up to £2,000, dependent on the length of your course to attend conferences and courses. Next, dependent children allowance, up to £11,604 for one child and up to £16,548 for 2 or more children. This is the 2023 to 24 rate. So if you go with kids, if it's one child, this is what the amount you are getting, and then if it's 2 or more, this is the amount you are getting for the kids. Next is field trip. Now this field trip is for PhD students. It says that you may apply to keep up to your normal maintenance allowance while on field trip as part of your PhD. Then we have the maternity/paternity funding. Should you require it, you may apply to intermit your studies for up to 6 months and continue to receive your maintenance allowance during this time. So if you give birth, you are going to get up to 6 months leave and still receive your maintenance allowance during this time. The last one is the hardship funding for unforeseen difficulties facing the scholar. If you run into any difficulty during the program, you can apply for the hardship funding. Now let's scroll down here and then we are going to check the eligibility. So you're going to click on eligibility. Okay, so here now it says who can apply. You can apply for GatesCambridge Scholarship if you are a citizen of any country outside the United Kingdom. So any international student outside the United Kingdom can apply. Applying to pursue one of the following courses at the University of Cambridge: a PhD, MLit, 1 year postgraduate course with some exceptions. So they have some exceptions. You can't apply to all the courses. So you would have to scroll down here and then you look at the courses that are exceptions. Now let's move down here and then look at the criteria in which they are making their selection. So it is criteria, what we are looking for. The first one is academic excellence. We read this, but this is a more detailed one. It says to be competitive for a GatesCambridge scholarship, candidates must show evidence of academic excellence through their transcripts, references, experience, and the potential to succeed on the chosen course. So this is one criteria they use to choose a scholar for this scholarship program. The next one is reasons for choice of course. You should be able to make a strong case for a particular postgraduate degree at Cambridge. PhD applicants will need to make contact with a potential supervisor with whom they will develop a research project, a summary of which is part of the application. You will need to demonstrate that you have the academic background and the necessary skills and expertise to complete the course. Taught MPhil and other applicants need to make a strong case for how completing the proposed course will facilitate their career plans. So PhD students will need to contact a supervisor to develop a research, but those pursuing the Taught MPhil programs are going to have to explain to the scholarship board how this program they want to pursue is going to help them in their future career goals. Now, the next thing they are looking for is commitment to improving the lives of others, and this is what most scholarships look for. It says that a defining characteristic of a GatesCambridge program is the commitment of our scholars to improving the lives of others. We interpret this criterion broadly, and applicants define it themselves by providing evidence of their past, current, and future commitment to societies in which they will live and work. The last thing is a capacity for leadership. Successful applicants must be able to demonstrate a capacity for leadership, which can be expressed in a multitude of ways. Applicants should provide evidence of their leadership experience to date and indicate ways in which their leadership skills may have impacted in their future careers. So with this last one, you should be able to show your leadership capabilities to the scholarship committee and then ways in which this skill will help you in your future careers. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the timeline. Here it says that applications for entry in the academic year 2025-2026 opens on 4th September 2024. So let's scroll down here. This is the application round for the US citizens resident in the US. Now let's go down and look at this one. The other one is all other eligible applicants, and it says that application opens on Wednesday, 4th September 2024. Now let's see the deadline. It says that dependent on your course, either 3rd December 2024 or 7th January 2024. So you'd have to go to the course directory and then make sure of the deadline for the course you are choosing. Now all applicants are notified of application outcome by Wednesday, 5th March 2025. Then your scholarship will be offered on Monday, 7th April 2025. Now we have the timeline for the scholarship application. Let's move on to how to apply. So this is the application process. Let's go down here. It said a combined application form. Applicants submit the application for admission and funding via the university's graduate application portal. So you are going to submit the funding and then the admission application through the university's graduate application portal. To be considered for a GatesCambridge scholarship, you must complete the section to apply for admission to a course and a college place and the GatesCambridge part of the funding. GatesCambridge has access to the full application for admission and funding when reviewing applications. So you have to complete those two during that one application. the admission section, it says that in this section you are applying to a specific graduate course and a college place. You will provide all of the usual details about yourself, your academic background, plans, and suitability for the proposed course. So while doing the application, you are going to apply for your admission, and that is what they mean by the admission section. You are applying for a program. Then the next one is the funding section. So you're going to make two applications if you're applying for the scholarship. You're going to do the application for the admission and then the funding. It says that in this section, you can apply for a range of funding offered by the university and associated bodies, including the GatesCambridge Scholarship, which has its own subsection. When applying for a GatesCambridge Scholarship, you will be asked to provide the following. Now, here it's telling you that there are different scholarships at the university's application portal, so you can choose any other one. But if you're applying for the GatesCambridge Scholarship, then you select the GatesCambridge and do your application. And they are saying that this is what they are going to ask you during your application. In the application form, we ask, now if you wish to apply, you would have to read this to understand so that you know how to write it. It says, in no more than 3,000 characters, which is approximately 500 words, please explain why you are applying for a GatesCambridge Scholarship and how you meet the four main criteria. That's the criteria we mentioned. The next thing is research proposal. This is for PhD applicants only. It says that GatesCambridge requires a PhD applicant only to submit a research proposal as part of their application for funding. Most PhD applicants will upload a research proposal as part of the application for admission. But where this is not the case, a research proposal is required to apply for a GatesCambridge Scholarship. If you are applying for a degree other than the PhD, you do not need to submit a research proposal as part of your materials of the GatesCambridge Scholarship. So this research proposal is just for PhD applicants. If you are applying for an MPhil program, you do not need to submit a research proposal. Then we have the GatesCambridge reference. In addition to two academic references for admission, GatesCambridge applicants must arrange for someone to submit a reference setting out how they meet the scholarship's criteria. So we are going to submit two references. That's academic references. But apart from that, you have to arrange for someone to write a different reference on how you meet the scholarship's criteria. And then these are the questions they are going to ask on that form for the reference. So you'd have to go through it, and then your referee has to also go through it so they will know what is expected of them and then what to write on the form. Now it says who should write the GatesCambridge reference. Now here they are explaining to you who should write the reference you are going to apply for the scholarship. And it says that you should ask someone with appropriate standing who is able to answer the questions with authority and who understands the criteria and highly competitive nature of the GatesCambridge program and academic standards at the University of Cambridge. When you come down here, it also says you should not ask a friend or a family member or someone who is unable to comment on your suitability for a GatesCambridge scholarship. And then it says some points to consider. It is essential that the GatesCambridge referee is fully briefed about the GatesCambridge scholarship, especially its selection criteria, so they can write the most appropriate reference for you. So with this part, you have to really read it and then make sure you understand it if you really want to apply for the scholarship. After you've gone through these, and then if you think that you understand and you want to apply, you just come here and then you click on apply now and make your application. Now this brings us to the end of our video. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and help promote my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.